Welcome back, everybody. The first test of Kevin McCarthy's speakership and whether he can keep his word is tonight. The House set to vote on the new rules package for the 118th Congress. The House Freedom Caucus successfully negotiating a 3-page addendum. This includes 3 seats on the Rules Committee for conservatives, freezing spending at fiscal year 2022 levels once we hit 2024, a debt ceiling strategy along with coveted committee assignments. The question remains, will Speaker McCarthy be as forceful with moderate Republicans as he was with conservatives in the speaker fight? Let's ask California Congresswoman Michelle Steele. Congresswoman, right, nice to have you. Congressman Tony Gonzalez and Congresswoman Nancy Mace have already signaled their dissent for this package of rules. The idea of prioritizing spending, it kind of worries them. Spending restraints might prevent the GOP and the Democrats from agreeing to spend money on every harebrained priority that Congress comes up with. But we can no longer afford that strategy, can we?
You know what? Actually, during the Republican conference, we've been discussing about this constantly, that, what we have to do, because, during last year's campaign that I and my volunteers, we knock on the doors more than 193,000 houses. And a lot of people are very much concerned that 40 years of highest inflation plus gas prices, especially Southern California, you have to drive, everywhere. So that spending that we really have to cut, because the spending is raised, then we're going to have a higher inflation. So it's very simple that we have to cut. This rules package, not everybody is happy about it, but this is a teamwork that, it's a base that, we really have to work together. So we have to work cut as you go and pay as you go. And we are putting these rules together. And I think we all have to support, and we're going to work together one by one for American families. So I think most of this rule package, for me, this is a very good rules package.
Yeah, a lot of Republicans it has broad support. And again, there's just a few moderate holdouts. Nancy Mace and Mr. Gonzalez. Again, I just hope that in the interest of consistency and fairness, the Republican Party treats these moderate holdouts the same way they treated the conservative holdouts. Mr. McCarthy was elected after 15 ballots, but not without a lot of consternation from Republicans. Take a look at how Congressman Mike Rogers had to be physically restrained from lunging at conservative rebel Matt Gaetz. Congresswoman, where do you think that passion is from the Republican Party when it comes to opposing Democrats?
Well, you know what? We all opposing Democrats. And this is a democratic way to elect our actually speakership. And then, you know what? We actually speak up. I hope that we were speaking out during the Republican conference, not on the floor. But they try to say that exactly what they want, and they are the one that those 20s that against Kevin McCarthy. You know what? We didn't win really as big as we thought that we're going to win. So we really have to work together. We are all frustrated for 15 rounds of votes that, we really have to go through until late night. And, it doesn't really work that way, because we try to govern, and we are going to govern, because that's my first bill is coming up, that we send the IRS for $80 billion we are giving to IRS. So we really have to work together. So it was unfortunate that some of the people arguing about it. But at the same time, we actually elected Kevin McCarthy as our speaker. So now that we have to work together for our Americans, that American people, that what they want. So we have to work together.
Okay, yeah, and it's very sad that 18 of your colleagues in the Senate Republicans voted with all of the Democrats to fully fund those IRS agents, those armed IRS agents, to come after us. It's very sad. Biden is being slammed for his latest comments on illegal aliens. Here is his response when he asked if he believes that foreign nationals should have the right to break into the United States whenever they want. Watch.
Well, I think it is a human right if your family's being persecuted, if you're being dealt with in a way. I mean, I thought it was a human right for, Jews in Germany to be able to go to get to escape and get help where they could.
Wow, Congresswoman, he compared illegal aliens today to the Jews fleeing the Nazis. What is your response?
You know what? You can hear my accent. I was born in Korea and I was raised in Japan, so I speak Korean as first and Japanese my second and English my third. I came to this country legally, and we really have to accept the legal immigrants, but not those who break the law and coming through the border. And not only that, in California, we have the highest fentanyl coming in through California border. And you heard about it, that they can just put on the surfboards up to 80 pounds, and then they can just bring it with a remote and coming in, those drugs with illegal aliens actually crossing the border. We really have to stop this, because we have to bet these people really love the country. They're going to work for this country, and they're going to work hard for their families after they come in legally. But why? We have over 4 million people waiting outside trying to come this country legally. We really have to process those people first. But anybody who tried to come into this country, we have to bet them that they are not terrorists and they are not criminals, but they're going to be very much an asset to this country.
Well, Congresswoman Michelle Steele, it's been a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for being here on the Chris Salcedo Show. Appreciate your comments.